We're going to go to another subject here. This is Dave and Jeff, and we are rocking out at work. And we just wanted to say that if you're bored, I don't give a fuck. This is just playing around. We're just messing around. Would never do a podcast because, like I said, I think they're fucking complete dorks and sitting in their mom's basement, the pathetic losers. What do you think of podcasts, Jeff? Do you know much about them?
No, I don't listen to any.
Oh, yeah. You don't listen to Michael Rappaport, Baba Booey. You know who Michael Rappaport is?
No idea.
He was in Zebrahead. He was in a lot of good shows he was in. He's actually pretty good. I fucking liked that guy for a long time, but some of the shit he does pisses me off. But no, he's definitely fucking funny. So anyway, how long do these fucking stupid things got to be before it, 30 minutes? We've been on the air. We're live on the air, Dave and Jeff, and we are here to podcast for you. But anyway, we're at 29 minutes and 48 seconds. So that's almost 30 minutes. So I don't know. What else do you talk about on these things? Talk about the weather, or do you talk about I don't know, religion? I'd like to stay away from religion. That's kind of, you got all these crazy fucks out there that'd be like, oh, la, 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 don't talk about this. And then you'd have Jesus Christ, you just got to be careful about what you say. I don't want either side, coming at you, Jeff. This is your podcast, right?
Hell no.
Jeff is not taking any credit for this. And once it fucking skyrockets and people are like, wow, Jeff and Dave, you heard that podcast? Oh, man, it's fucking awesome. All of a sudden you're going to be like, yeah, I'm a podcaster now. Can you get paid for shit like this?
Yeah, you put ads, you get sponsored.
Hold on, what now?
You put ads on them or you get sponsored.
What do you mean you put ads on them? Like I got to advertise my own podcast?
No, you get like an ad break in the middle of the podcast and it goes to commercial essentially.
Oh, really? What do they pay for that?
No idea.
Oh, so, fuck. It'd be cool if you could do this and make money, but I think the only people that make money are like the Michael Rappaports, the fucking Joe Rogan. Yeah, those are probably the two top podcasters, aren't they?
I mean, there's like Rhett and Link on YouTube. They make a bunch of money off their podcast.
Rhett and Link?
Rhett and Link. Like,
what the fuck do they talk about?
Life, their own shit.
Are they the hey, this is Rankin Shrift and we're here for what do they talk? What's some shit they talk about? Don't Google it and look it up. I don't want to hear these fucking clowns. I just want to know. What?
I'm just looking up what they title their podcasts.
What's that?
I'm just looking at what they title their podcasts.
No, I don't give a fuck. But I think to have a successful podcast, you got to have another enemy of the podcast. So you got to have a rival. I bet that's what these people do. Like Rappaport. I don't think he fucking fights with other podcasters. I don't listen to him enough, but he fucking shits on everybody. From Hollywood to fucking government to every person out there. But I think to have a successful podcast, you got to have an enemy. You got to have somebody that wants to be better than you and work it out. So let's find the weakest podcaster in the country.
Us.
Okay. Any podcaster out there? I've got a what do you call it? What am I doing right now? I've got a announcement to any medium to low end podcaster that's sitting in his mother's basement, eating Cheetos and playing with his little ding dong, and talking about science or the stars or space or any of those podcasters, right? Any of the low level ones. All right, so we're the lowest of the level right now. So we want an enemy. We want a podcaster that's just, wants to go toe to toe with us. We know nothing about this and have no idea what we're talking about. We're just sitting here at the fucking store, talking. But what would be a good enemy for us, Jeff?
Shit, we don't even have our own ideology for the podcast, so we don't have anything to counter against or go against.
I don't know what the fuck that means, but I think I do. So what's this? What are these clowns' names? Rent and Frisch?
Rhett and Link.
Rent and Rhett. Rhett and Link. And they're just a couple of tools that sit in a... They're not in a studio because they're not real. Oh, they are in a studio?
Oh, yeah.
They're not Joe Rogan studio style, are they?
They make millions.
What's that?
They make millions. They have a company with like 150 people, 200 people.
To do a fucking podcast?
Oh, they have a YouTube channel too.
You know, you fucking dorks that have your fucking YouTube channels and your fucking podcasts and your fucking Instagrams and your tweeters, or, you know, give me a fucking break, dude. Get out and do a real job. You know, I did drywall for half my fucking life. You want to talk about work, you fucking losers? Anybody can sit in front of a microphone and go, "Hey, Bill. Hey, Bob, what's going on? We're going to talk about some good stuff today. What is happening? It is 9:24 and the weather is 64 degrees outside. This is KLMR. We're rocking the oldies." Anybody can fucking do that.
That's radio, not a podcast.
It's the same fucking thing, dude. What's different?
The platform.
Go on.
The structure. There's no music.
Howard Stern, the biggest in the world, he doesn't have music. I mean, he'll play a little music here and there or do something, and so he's basically got a podcast.
Essentially.
No, dude, he's a radio star. He worked his way up from fucking nothing to the top of the world. He fought against the FCC, everything. You know, everybody knows the story. But when you have somebody that succeeds like that, and then you got Renk and Shink that fucking just get on a YouTube channel and do crazy stuff and fucking, you know, whatever the fuck they do, that's not, you know, it boggles my mind, dude.
Says, start listening to Howard Stern on your phone right now with Player FM's free mobile app, the best podcasting experience on both iPhone and Android.
You know what? Fuck you. First off, Howard Stern is not a podcaster, dude. He's a radio superstar, a legend.
They're saying that he's just a personality.
What are you talking about? It's Howard Stern, dude.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what he is, because he's not radio or podcast. He's a personality.
Okay, so what's Rank and Stank? What are those guys?
YouTubers.
Like, give me an example. Have you ever watched them?
Yeah.
Okay, what do they talk about? I mean, what do they say?
Well, I don't watch their podcast. I just watch their YouTube. They just do stupid shit. Fucking compare all of the ice creams and rank them in a what's the best. They leave things and like bleach for a month and see what happens to them.
These guys are fucking multi-millionaires because they rate ice cream and leave things in bleach.
Yep. Or look at PewDiePie. Fucking 20 million, 30 million a year from playing video games. What's his name? PewDiePie. So you got a guy that plays video games, and so what, on the screen you only see the video game? You see his face and he talks over it.
Is he Asian?
Swedish.
Oh, he's a fucking Swede. That explains a lot. But does he speak English?
Yeah.
So what does he play, like Minecraft and that shit?
He did. Pretty much anything that comes out.
So this fucking dork sits in front of a fucking TV and plays video games, right? Is that what you're saying?
In front of a computer, but yeah.
And that's not even so bad. That's not the problem I have. Who are the millions of fucking dorks that sit there and watch this fucking douchebag play video games?
Me.
Oh my god, dude. You sit there and watch this guy play video games?
Oh yeah, it's the commentary. Interesting.
So what is he like? Boom, boom, pew, pew, got that one, pew, pew.
Not that eccentric, but just comments over what he's doing and makes jokes.
What does he play?
Right now he's playing Half-Life, which is like a VR game.
What's a VR game? I'm not a nerd.
Virtual reality.
Okay, so he's got this virtual reality thing, so you can see what he's doing in there. And you can see him waving his arms around all crazy and explaining shit. He's walking through a tunnel and looks to the right and grabs a diamond or something. I mean, how does this fucking thing work?
It's like a alien invasion shooting game, like kill aliens.
Okay, so aliens will like jump out at him and scare him and shit. Mm-hmm. You know, I fucking hate people, dude. I literally hate people. Why would you sit there and watch that for fucking, how long do you watch it for?
Whenever I have free time, it's just something to pass the time.
You have free time 24 hours a day. So you're saying you watch this guy at least 10 hours a day?
Not that much, but pretty much anytime there's not anybody in here at work or something like that.
Holy shit, dude. Why don't you play video games, right?
Well, yeah.
Well, why don't you just start a podcast and do the same exact thing?
I could, but I don't like being on camera or talking and recording myself.
Yeah, but we're recording you right now.
Yeah, I don't like it.
Oh. Yeah, I'm kind of forcing him to be on there, but I think you got to have two people on a fucking podcast. I don't think I could carry a conversation with myself.
Unless you're really outgoing and you know how to do all that. So
really outgoing, like those fucking, I don't know. I've had enough. It's just this whole thing. We've been on the air right now for 40 minutes, 15 seconds. We're going for an hour. I want to see if we can talk for an hour. But anyway, so this guy's making $20 million a year playing video games.
Somewhere around that number. Yeah.
And his name's Cutie Poo?
PewDiePie.
PewDiePie, if you ever hear this, fuck you, dude, for playing video games and making $20 million a year. Actually, that's fucking brilliant. You know what?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's been doing it since 2012 is when it all exploded.
Wow. Oh, this fucking shit, dude. Man, I don't know what to say. And then the other guys, Twink and Wink, what do they do?
Rhett and Link, they do that like game show essentially, but on YouTube.
Oh, they do the bleach and the ice cream and shit. So we just bring in different kind of candles and smell them and tell them what we think about the scent.
Sure, you could do it. Somebody would watch if you're entertaining enough.
Somebody would actually listen to us smelling candles.
Yeah.
I mean, are these guys like funny as fuck or?
Yeah, they're pretty funny. They're pretty good comedians.
So were they comedians before they started this?
Engineers.
Really?
Yeah.
So they do all their little fucking, they're Bill Nye the Science Guy, basically.
The quirky, dumber version of Bill Nye.
Well, Bill Nye isn't very bright. Did you know Bill Nye was a comedian before he started doing this shit?
I did not.
And you know he's not a real doctor?
I knew he wasn't a scientist.
Yeah, scientist, whatever the fuck it is. Yeah. He was a comedian before he fucking did all this shit. And I watched a video of him, dude. It's so fucking funny. He's just a pathetic piece of dog shit. He knows, I mean, what a dork. You know, I'm not a comedian and I'm not funny and all that shit, but this guy, his fucking sense of humor is like most millennial. Yeah, he's a little ahead of the curve of those people. But anyway, what's going on now, Jeff? I looked over at this recording thing. We got this on the computer. It looks like a real radio station. What's going on over here?
That's OBS. That's actually what you use to record the video games and your face and all that, if you had all that.
So, and you're going to put this thing live, you told me? You said, I'm going to put it live if you actually did it, but I didn't want it to go live, but you're going to, how do you do that?
The easiest way would just to upload it to YouTube, just so people could listen.
So how does that work? Do you got to do like make a YouTube channel and call it Rankin Stank Alive? You know what? How do you do it?
That's pretty much it.
You got to put music before it, like.
You could.
Oh.
You do anything you want.